Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. Sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking about Kenya's confessional, and she did a video, y'all, and the production quality is incredible. Discussing Porsha and Shamia's friendship. She waits till Porsha leaves to film in Scotland for traders to drop all of this, which most of us already know, right? A couple of takeaways is Shamia gossips hardcore about her so-called bestie Porsha with whatever housewife she's beefing with. That is clear as day. Even back in season 13, according to Kenya, this is how Shamia was moving. That she gossips hardcore about Porsha and everything else behind Portia's back, but in front of the cameras wants to make it seem like Portia's the one that is doing all these horrible things to her, right? And but I find this interesting. She wants to speak on Porsha and Shamia's friendship, but still will not talk about Cynthia or talk to Cynthia, and it has been over a year. Make it make sense. And then Kenya said she never lied. She never told a lie, but she swore that the alleged photos were of Brett Eady, only coming to find out that it wasn't her. Like people who say that they've never told a lie in their life, they've never lied on anything, that's a lie in itself. Whether you lied by omission or you were convinced about a lie or whatever else, you lied about something. There is no such thing, you guys, as 100% truth teller. You've lied about something, whether it was a lie by omission, or you told a fib, or you withheld some information by somebody, because you didn't want to hurt their feelings or whatever else, or you've been two-faced or whatever else, and you didn't have the, cojones to tell them to their head. There's variations, there's levels to this. There is definitely levels to this. But I don't know why Kenya and other people are going the angle that Porsha is jealous of Shamia. I've said in plenty of my videos, how many of y'all got besties that y'all want to have certain things that's just yours? You want to have certain things that just belongs to you, right? And that could be a variety of things, right? That could be a variety of things. It could be a special group or a special organization you're a part of that you just want it to be you. You don't want your bestie to be involved. Or if you do a TV show and movies, you don't want your bestie all up in the TV shows and movies. Or if you do music, you don't want your bestie all up in the music. Like if you just want something that you could say is mine. I don't find that to be something that's somebody that's jealous. I just find that to be somebody who just wants something for themselves. And if you had somebody at one point when y'all were super close, y'all did everything together, it seems like this is it too. I don't think Shamia was forthcoming with Porsha on wanting to be a peach holder. I think she made it seem like to Porsha she was comfortable being a friend of, but was telling Candy and everybody else, oh, it's Porsha that doesn't want me on the show. No. There is something very weird going on, and it's bizarre that Kenya's talking about this now, but nonetheless, I find it interesting. You want to emphasize the fact that you're cool with Porsha, but I don't think Portia's going to be cool with you when she hears about this. So Kenya says that a lot of her conversations with Shamia were during the times when her and Porsha were not on good terms. And she is saying basically that Shamia told Kenya something along the lines of that Porsha said in regards to this show, can this show just be mine? Can I just have this show? And that's interesting because if that is actually your bestie, and we have Shamia previously crying on an after show episode where she said that she would just, quit this altogether if this really wants Porsha to just have this for herself. But I find it interesting that all this time, Shamia never, stopped being a friend up with the exception of the few seasons that Porsha wasn't on. And I find it interesting as well that when Shamia finally gets a peach, it's turn on Porsha season. It's all of these problems from 10 years ago, all these conversations that you're having from yesteryear now all of a sudden are coming up to the surface that you really did have an issue, you really didn't get over it, and it's weird. It's almost, and it's interesting that Kenya, she speaks on the fact how she tried hard to get a friend on the show. I don't know if she's talking about Mooney Lee or not, but she said how she put her job on the line and kept calling and calling and calling to get a friend on the show. And I guess Shamia was expecting Porsha to do the same thing. But if Porsha didn't want you as a peach holder, allegedly, it's the narrative y'all are putting out here, why would Porsha do that? If she really just only wanted you to be a friend of, why would Porsha go out of her way and stick her neck out and call the network and call executives to have you have a peach? But my thing is this, Kenya and others have said plenty of times that Shamia was offered a peach on several occasions, and the issue was that her husband didn't want her to do it, allegedly. And that she wasn't going to show her husband. Her husband didn't want to be featured on the show. And ironically, she finally is a peach holder, and we still don't see her husband on the show. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, but I don't think that this was a good idea. And Kenya wanted to also make it a point that although she's not on the show right now, that she is still employed, y'all. She is still employed. So, I mean, does that mean she'll be back season 17? I don't know. But I'll just summarize it again. It's been stated in the Breakfast Club interview. I can't remember if it was Porsha that said it or Shamia said it. But basically, their moms were besties. At some point, when Shamia went to college or whatever else, her and Porsha were not as good friends at that point. They reconnected shortly after Porsha got married to Cordell. And as we know, Porsha came on to Housewives when she was married to Cordell. So to me, in my mind, that is thinking, you're only cool with me because you see me on this platform now. That's what I would think if I was Porsha. And you're trying to give the friendship a shot. You're having her come on as a friend of. Meanwhile, in the background, she's becoming closer to all the other ladies. And is telling them her desire to be a peach holder like Porsha, to have a peach like this on the show. And you've magnified this friendship, supposedly, but really, y'all really have not been on good terms like y'all are claiming y'all been on good terms. This whole besties thing needs to stop. Y'all have not been besties in quite some time. But I think Porsha was trying to just keep things cool, keep things at peace, and all the things else, because she wasn't trying to get the backlash from the fans. But it was clear to me at some point, whatever the breakdown of the friendship was, and I'm not sure if it's because of the alleged beef between the mothers or the alleged beef about the daycare or whatever it is, but it's clear to me Porsha saw something to where maybe she felt that the friendship wasn't as authentic on Shamia's end when they reconnected, only for the simple fact that Porsha was on Housewives. And she's seeing how close Shamia is getting to people like Candy and everybody else that has connections in the industry that's helping Shamia out, getting different opportunities and different roles and everything else. And she's probably telling them, why can't Porsha do this for me? Porsha's supposed to be my long-term friend, and it's weird. It's weird. I don't think Porsha's jealous of Shamia. I don't think that's the play here. I genuinely think, now I do believe the piece that Kenya is saying about Porsha wanting housewives for herself. But that doesn't mean I don't think she was trying to sabotage Shamea either. I do believe Porsha wants housewives for herself and probably felt like Shamea was trying to be Porsha, was trying to come in to be Porsha. But it's very bizarre, you guys. I don't understand why this is a talking point like right now, if you're cool with Porsha, because really I'm just looking at Shamea sideways. Because you've had all these conversations with all these housewives for over the last 10 years. And every time Porsha is thinking that any issue that has come up on camera, y'all worked it out, but really you're still bashing her behind her back. You never were friends with her. You don't like her. like that's the piece. I don't care if you like her just like Porsha. It's not about that. I am looking at this from Shamea's angle. Shamea's angle is seeing the opportunity that Housewives has done for several of the peach holders. And she wants in. She wants in on the action. Kandi is the one who's been lobbying for Shamea to get this peach, and obviously she's been telling Kandi, I wish Porsha would lobby this hard for me and everything else, because we saw in the BET Awards interview, Kandi helped Shamea get the job at the radio station. Shamea kept telling Kandi to keep calling the program director and keep recommending her. Shamea kept calling Kandi to call the Bravo executives and everything else to keep recommending her for the peach. So, and now Shamea is trying to rely on Kandi for whatever Kandi's next play is or whatever next role is, and I believe Shamea is going to be in an upcoming movie too that Kandi and Todd are producing and everything else. So none of the less, it's just I don't know, like I don't want to call Shamea an opportunist. I don't want to call her somebody who is cares more about the fame and the clout than an actual genuine friendship with Porsha, but that's kind of what it's giving. Like everybody's concerned about Porsha, but nobody has stopped to consider that maybe Porsha is treating Shamea the way that she is because maybe the Shamea that Porsha sees is this alleged messy one that Angela Oakley has told us about, the messy Shamea that Drew Sidora has called about. Like, there's a reason Angela Oakley is calling Shamea Shamina. And now these behind the scenes conversations with Kenya, like, I feel like this is not a good look for Shamea, is my bottom line. Like say what you want about Porsha, we know who Porsha is, right? We know who Porsha is. So at this point, if you're willing to stick out this friendship this many decades, either y'all are the same person or have similar qualities, or there was something that was in it for you to stick it out, and finally we see what it is. You have no reason to be by Porsha's side at this point because you now have a peach. So now all that fake best friend stuff can go away. Maybe Porsha's mom was right about Shamea. I don't know, because it's very weird. Like I feel like Kenya did this and thinking that this was going to make Shamea look good and make Porsha look bad. But all this shows is that behind the scenes, Shamea has been complaining about Porsha for several years. But then when the camera started rolling, she wanted to make it seem like she's been this good friend this whole time. She's never said anything disparaging about their friendship to anybody else. But the reality is, it is her that's saying all these things. None of these housewives have come out of their mouths to say Porsha is bashing Shamea behind her back. Porsha has treated Shamea accordingly whenever these cameras are rolling, but behind her back, we're not hearing of that. But we're hearing, for whatever reason, all of these behind-the-scenes conversations that Shamea is having with these other housewives about Porsha. So if you're supposed to be my bestie, and you're going to all these other housewives that you don't know as long as you've known me, and you're complaining about me behind my back, and you're pretending to my face that whatever issues we do have is resolved, you think I'm going to call Bravo and recommend you to be on this show? Are you kidding me right now? Are you crazy? Are you loco? No, 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 no. You guys, like, listen, I understand, like, y'all have y'all love-hate relationship with these housewives, but there is no way. There is no way. I am telling you, if you are my bestie and we're thick as thieves through and through, I should not be hearing my name coming out of any of these other housewives' mouths behind my back as it pertains to you if you're supposed to be my bestie. Say what you want about Porsha. Porsha's been upfront about, you know, her messiness, her tackiness. I think some of the stuff we can argue she might have even just did it for TV to give a scene or whatever. But we're not hearing about Porsha doing all of this about Shamea. It's the other way around. It's Shamea complaining about Porsha. And now we've got yet another housewife saying the same thing. But nonetheless, Kenya's, you know, conclusion is that, you know, maybe just Porsha isn't a good friend or isn't somebody I would want to be a good friend of mine. But I feel like y'all are just looking at this from one angle. Y'all don't want to look at this from Porsha's side of things. And I think that's why Porsha's and Candy's, you know, friendship is shaky, because I think Candy has really latched on to Shamea. And I think Porsha feels a way about that, because Portia's probably thinking to herself, like, you know, I thought we've known each other longer than this. Like you're just gonna, you know, just swoop in like this. And even Kelly, you know, is just swooping in. Like everybody's trying to collect Shamea like an infinity stone, and it's bizarre. It's weird. But come to find out, she's being messy behind the scenes. So there's that. This video is way too long. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.